All right, folks,
Stop
welcome
on
back.
by any time.
More Harvester. Things are a little loony in this town. They like meat, and they like their lodge. And they like their gay firemen that crash the game. So back to the police department and give Loomis the dirty magazine. Oh, no, not the gay man fire station. Oh shit, the game's gonna crash. I went to the gay fire station, and that's what happens.
Oh, oh, by George. Oh, by Jiminy. Oh, this here's the real thing. Oh, can I have it?
Sure.
Oh, oh, thank you, Steve. Excuse me, kiddo. I gotta go check the jail for clean towels.
Dirty old pervert. The drawer is unlocked. Ooh, a key. Sheriff Dwayne's checkbook, we'll take that too. We're gonna write some checks and a note. A barely legible note. That's it, I think. What's his note say? Sheriff, you think I'm going to keep paying this forever? You something. You are limits. There are limits, Boyle. Okay. I'm going to keep paying this. I can't even read that shitty ass handwriting. It's fucking terrible handwriting. Deposit, Boyle. 1,256 dollar deposits. That's ridiculous. $15,000 deposit. All right, something fishy's going on here. Door's locked. I'll punch it open. Let's try using the key that we got.
Damn it.
Ah, worked on that one. Alright. Not surprisingly, Loomis has tainted this evidence. Wow. It's fucking gross. A vital clue in the mysterious Jolly Fat Man murder spree. Dartboard is riddled with holes in a crimson smear. Oh, there's an empty gas can. I got about a gas can. My gas can. What's we got in here? An engine. An instant shot camera. We'll take that. Shaving kit and a hat and cigarettes. Sneakers. Ah, a pair of bloody sneakers. I think I know who we can give those to. Baseball cap too small. Fuzzy bear wielding a chainsaw. And more model jets. Filing cabinets, and a fridge that apparently we do not want to open.
Hello, Steve. Where's Loomis?
You'll be coming around and help me pick up. Oh, that's it.
Loomis, damn you.
Wait, no.
You powder.
No. No.
banging up the mattress again. Folding up the towels. Trying to snake.
He just got his ass whooped with a newspaper. Gotta save my game before it crashes. TV station time. We're doing all the exploration here. Holy shit. Are those all bums? They're Indians. Too busy drinking and smoking, they ignore you. A bunch of damn engines right there. They must be doing tryouts.
Stay tuned, buckaroos. There's more to come on Range Riders Cowboy Roundup. So don't go away. And what's your name, hombre?
Steve.
Steve's a swell name. My dog's name is Steve. Would you like my autograph, Steve?
No. I'd like to know who owns the station. Sure, we'll take it.
Here you go, then.
TV violence.
Violence? What about it?
Children watch your show. Don't you think the violence is bad for them? I love all the blood and gore on your show.
What red-blooded American doesn't? Nothing like an exploding head to get the blood pumping. Literally, that is.
Even so, do you think society pays a heavy price for the violence in the media?
Of course they pay a heavy price. Just look at the net profits. They'll line up around the block to see a good slaughter. Now, excuse me, we're going back on the air.
I like watching him walk. He's like a dork.
Hey, Sport. This is a private office.
Yeah, I know, Mr.
McKnight. I own and operate this station. Have you brought me some news for tonight's broadcast, or...
I've lost my memory. That's news.
The hell it is! You always were a kidder, Steve. Any real news to tell me?
Actually, I was just wanting to know more about the TV station.
Hey, WHAR is the only television station in Harvest. Since the old Sentinel went under, what with the newspaper building burning down and all, we're golden. Nobody competes with us, Sport.
What an odd coincidence.
Hey now, Sport, that's an irresponsible allegation. I had nothing to do with that fire. Just because WHAR may have benefited from it and I danced on the ashes a little doesn't mean I torched the place. You can ask Sheriff Dwayne if you have any doubts.
You seem awfully touchy on the subject, Sport.
I'm touchy when people try to muscle their way into my business. I'd appreciate it if you'd leave my office and don't come back.
Kiss my ass. Picture of a gorgeous model signed with Kiss My Pineapple, Red Muffin. Alright, we're all safe. We don't have the secret number.
If you don't get out of here right now, I'm having you arrested for trespassing.
Okay, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Dickweed. What's next? The school. School is cool, kids. So make sure you go. Principal Harold.
Steve, good of you to drop by, big guy. Haven't seen you since graduation. A lot of changes, I hear.
You could say that.
Good, good. That's a nice part of my job. Turning fine young men and women out into the world, and then watching them prosper. Of course, I was able to reach more people at the old Sentinel, God bless her. But then again, I never got to see the results of my work up close before.
Who are you?
You know very well I'm Mr. Harold, the principal of Gain Memorial. Steve, I've heard about this amnesia nonsense. I had hoped you'd be in the lodge by now, fine young fellow like yourself. But now, I think maybe you need a little more quality time.
The hell you talking about quality time?
What do you mean, quality time?
Some, like Miss Whaley, favor stern discipline, corporal punishment, as a means of socialization. Myself, I temper discipline with love. Quality time can be such a warm, sharing experience. After just a few sessions, you'd stop this amnesia nonsense and become a productive member of society and a fit candidate for the lodge. Big guy, barring some quality time, the greatest gift I can bestow upon you as your former principal is a word of advice. Join the Order of the Harvest Moon at any cost. Within the lodge lies your future, and without, dust.
Why you calling me big guy?
Why do you keep calling me big guy?
A sign of respect, lad. As principal, my station is higher than yours now, but you never know what the future holds, so you should always hedge your bets and pay tribute to your inferiors. You never know who will come to power, or who, even now, wields it behind the scenes. For all I know, you might already be a member of the Order, with access to the lodge. If that were the case, you'd be my superior, and I'd be all that much better off having shown you respect and spent some quality time with you.
I don't like the way you're saying that. See you later.
Drop in again soon. Adult education is a wonderful thing,
I don't think the
as
firemen,
is adult quality time.
I don't think the firemen are the only gay perverts around here. Miss Whaley.
My goodness, class, this is Stephen. He used to be a student here at Gein Memorial. Say hello, class. They're reticent. The educator's gravest problem today is the apathy of the students.
What's wrong with their heads?
I can tell you in one word, Stephen. Discipline. Thank goodness you weren't a sulky bear. You were always a smiley bear.
Then you remember me?
Not as such. So many pupils, Stephen. They come and they go. But I can always spot those who were nice boys. You can tell from the forehead. The lobes. Right, class? I'm glad you stopped by, Stephen. Would you care to say a few words to the class about civic responsibility?
Not really. I was just passing through.
Oh, but you must, Stephen. A positive role model might be just the thing to inspire these little monsters. Stephen, have you any questions for me? Or shall I continue with class? Ask away then. We don't practice corporal punishment here. I've never believed in that old adage, spare the rod and spoil the child. A rod is too thin, but a baseball bat? That bridges the generation gap quite nicely. Oh dear, Colonel Monroe is conducting another air raid drill. Everyone into the hallway, quick!
What the fuck? This bitch is loony.
If an A-bomb hits, what good is it gonna do to duck and cover?
Batter's up. Okay.
My stars, that was exciting.
I'm officially playing the most whacked out, crunkest game ever made.
Stop by any time, Stephen.
Get the hell out of here before she beats me with the bat. The mead plant. Probably about that time to save before the game crashes. far, not too bad. Only one bad crash there. Alright, the meat plant. Ugh. Yeah, blood dripping and intestines and creepy shit. Whatever is in the barrel smells like shit.
Steve, how's your father? Is he better?
About the same, I guess.
He's been away from work for weeks, and when I call your house, your mother won't let me talk to him.
I haven't seen him either.
This is a fine kettle of fish, I must say. Though I am glad to see you taking an interest in the business in your dad's absence.
Who are you?
Oh, Steve, I didn't want to believe that amnesia hokum. Now you're saying you don't remember your pal Pat O'Reilly? You may come to realize that this business is not for everybody. Just ask your poor, ill dad. It takes dedication and a strong stomach.
Gross.
A lot of times, when I'm finished scrubbing up and digging the bits of intestine out from my fingernails, I must confess I don't have much appetite for red meat. But red meat is one of the principal food groups, and you've got to have it. So when you can do this all day and help yourself to a juicy red steak afterwards, then by golly, you can call yourself a butcher. Of course, amnesia would certainly help that, wouldn't it? What exactly is wrong with your dad?
I don't know. I can't get in to see him. Look, I'm not kidding about the amnesia. Why won't anyone believe me?
Well, you always were such a kidder, Steve.
Funny how that's beginning to sound like a stock answer. Like it was coached.
You sure are acting like a kidder, son. With your dad ill, you're gonna need to start behaving like an adult. Especially if you're gonna take over the family business.
I'm not taking that shit over.
Don't be such a stranger, Steve. And my best to your dad. Can't talk now, Steve.
Come to think of it, I don't see any cattle around here. Where do you keep the animals?
Does it matter? The end product is all the customer cares about, Steve. And we only carry the finest meat. Only the juiciest cuts. Once you take over the business, you'll realize the importance of maintaining quality while cutting costs. We know what we're doing here, Steve. If we didn't, would the lodge use us to cater their affairs?
I'm sure it's good. Could I have some meat to take home?
Your father's very particular about the profit, Steve. No freebies for anyone. But seeing how you're his son, if you'll bring written permission from your father, I'll give you the meat. There are certain tricks of the trade, Steve. Once your dad gets better and you start working in here cutting up the meat, you'll be privy to them. There's always cheaper, better ways to do things, if you're creative. Don't be such a stranger.
A meat permission slip. Official meat release form. Under any circumstances are there any parties not mentioned in this release as recipients to receive any harvest meats incorporated. Blah blah blah. Do hereby give my full permission to blah 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 to receive a grade 3 product from harvest meats. Okay then. Let's get the F out of here and go to the missile base. What's wrong with this guy? Colonel Buster Monroe.
Oh, who goes there?
They tell me my name is Steve.
All right, this is Section 21. Keep your distance, son. I wouldn't want to have to blow your head off.
That makes two of us.
So you're the amnesiac, huh? Just another draft-dodging ploy the way I see it. But at least you're not an alien. You see their ships every now and then. Sometimes Swell bags one in the woods.
Who are you?
Colonel Buster Monroe, commander of the Harvest Nuclear Missile Installation, keeping America safe from those who would dye our flag red, white, and pink.
These are nuclear missiles?
Goddamn right they are. Every one of them ready to rain death on the Ruskies. All I gotta do is hit the button and blammo! The price of vodka goes through the roof. Along with the vodka.
Well, I suppose you have, safeguards against accidents?
Safeguards? Don't be such a weak sister. There are no safeguards. This is the 50s.
Then you have sole control of the, missiles.
That's right. Been in charge here since WW2, when I got my lower torso shot off in the war. Those pantywaists in Washington wanted to stick me behind a desk. To hell with that. They owed me. I left my legs in Dusseldorf. They owed me. Of course, they felt that after the trauma of having to crawl from Germany to England trailing my intestines behind me, I was too emotionally unstable to continue in the military. That's why they gave me this nice cushy job and put me in charge of the nuclear missiles.
That makes sense.
You say before you came to Harvest, your lower torso was shot off in the war?
That's right. I was behind enemy lines. The night was dark. The rain wet. Plastique I was supposed to rig the bridge with, precariously sandwiched between my knees as I crawled in the muddy mud. I didn't see the Jerry taking aim at me with his machine gun until half of me was flying through the air. With a quick spray of bullets in a straight line, he'd shot my body clean in two. My lower body landed at that Jerry's feet. I can still hear him, laughing as I started crawling in the general direction of England, calling behind me in broken English, "My friend, where is your legs? Looky, what have we here? Some legs? Hey, did anyone lose some legs?" I'll never forget looking back over my shoulder and seeing that crowd doing the can-can with my legs. Still a few weeks later, with only my compass and a pair of nylons, I made it back to safety. Now the Krauts are our friends and the commie bastards are our enemies. But even so, there's at least one crowd out there that I'll never invite over to Sunday dinner. Frankly, all these questions are making me a little suspicious of you. Maybe you're one of those pink-blooded Americans. Can you give me any reason why I shouldn't shoot you right now?
No, not really.
I appreciate your honesty, comrade.
Holy shit! Game over. Hey, the fucking game finally ended without crashing. So yeah, try not to get your head blown off there.
Oh!
That...
So...
Who...
Kurt?
The...
Those...
Aliens?
Aside from your commie bastard, your alien from another planet is the greatest threat to our democratic way of life. Did you know that 90% of sightings occur within the area of military installations? Hell, I shoot at them whenever I see their ships fly over. But my bullets ping harmlessly off of their hulls. I suspect those things operate out of the lodge, but just try to convince anyone in Harvest of that. I tell you, son, a nuclear holocaust would be preferable to a takeover by big-headed aliens from Pluto. Lucky for us, I'll be making that call when the time comes.
Yeah, sure.
Harvest is a fine town, steeped in traditional American values. But that lodge, well, it makes me suspicious, don't mind saying it. They've got their fingers into everything around here. Like a certain red commie bastard menace which shall be nameless.
I'll be sure to stay away from the lodge.
You read me wrong, mister. I think you should join the lodge, infiltrate it, and report back on any Red sympathizers. Your report could affect my decision on what I've got to do.
All right.
Remember, duck and cover.
Duck and cover. Let's go to this lodge finally. Red eyes gleam with airy malevolence from the darkness. Alarming green sludge oozes from the drain.
Only initiates may enter the hall of the Order of the Harvest Moon.
Did you say something?
I did not speak, but my mind touched yours.
Telepathy? But how?
Only those who seek enlightenment warrant my attention. Do you hunger for true knowledge?
Yes, I'd like to join the lodge.
There are always obstacles to the path. You must first fill out an application to be considered for initiation into the mysteries.
Okay, give me an application then.
Applications are available at the post office. Postmaster Boyle disseminates them to the uninitiated. I do not sully my hands.
Then I just fill it out and return it to you, or what?
You may find it difficult to obtain an application. You will no doubt need to find some way to persuade Postmaster Boyle to give you one in the middle of the month, as it is against his rules. When you do, however, bring it to me. And if you are worthy, you will be put to the test.
I got some blackmail on Boyle. He's been giving the sheriff deposits. And I ain't talking about money. Now we have a photocopy of the checkbook. And I think we'll make a photocopy of the note as well. Apparently copies are free back in the 50s.
What does this mean?
I know why the sheriff is blackmailing you.
This is unexpected and awkward. But my luck's been bad ever since Dwayne found that darn gas can at the newspaper building the day after the fire. He has this insane notion that it's mine. I pay him not because I'm guilty, but because I don't want him slurring my good name around Harvest.
Oh, naturally.
You know, he keeps that gas can in the evidence room at his office. I'd be really grateful to whoever could fetch me that can. grateful enough to provide him with a lodge application. Oh, and Steve, you'll keep this to yourself, if you're smart.
I'll punch you out, bitch.
My button. Why, I lost that months ago. Where did you find it?
Funny thing, that. I found it in the ashes. At the newspaper building.
What are you implying? That I had something to do with setting the fire? Preposterous. Why, 100 people must have visited that site since the fire.
Cut the crap. We both know you set the fire, you old fart.
And what if I did? I guess I'd be pretty grateful to anyone who could help get me off the hook.
How?
You seem like a capable lad. Hypothetically, let's say there was a gas can sitting in the evidence room at the sheriff's office.
Yeah, you said that.
Oh,
already.
and Steve.
Punch you in the face, old man. About this checkbook here.
What does this mean? That's an interesting item, but the fact that you asked me that question proves you know nothing.
I can show these around and prove both either you're guilty of something.
You do that, Steve. Not knowing what we're guilty of, how much trouble can you cause? Except for yourself. What does...
Oh, no.
You know, he keeps that gas can. Oh, and...
So you want this gas can?
Oh, my God. I can't believe it. After all this time.
Where's my application, Boyle?
Here, take it. With my thanks. You know, this morning as I was making my rounds, I noticed an awful lot of television aerials on the roofs. Seems like more and more each day. You got me this can just in time, youngster. I may have need of it again.
What do you mean?
There's another reason why Sheriff Dwayne didn't investigate the Sentinel fire. If you'd like to get something else on the blackmailing bastard, check around the television station. While you still can.
Lodge application, yes. Only gotta fill it out.
That's a ticket.
Steve, middle name, unknown. Alright. There's some sloppy handwriting, boy. We'll be back with another video. Thanks for watching.